You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 Black Clover moments. By top 10 anime, so you know that smooth jazz coming in. Make sure y'all like the video, sub. I'm a little tired today, so I'm not gonna be dancing to that smooth jazz. I'm like hella tired actually. But just I want to talk to y'all real quick. So subscribe, all right? I know there's been a lot of y'all who've been watching, like, you know, at least one video every day from your whatever this is called, recommended. You just see it on there, you click it, right? Right? You might as well subscribe. It's going, instead of being your recommended and you gonna miss some lit video, you might as well just go ahead, add that to the, yeah, that's probably next. You might as well go ahead and hit the sub button. It's gonna be your subscription fee. You gonna see it. You gonna be like, you know, I want to see that. It's because most of the time you gonna want to see it. You like anime. That's why you here. So go ahead and subscribe. We getting into it. Light dance. Low energy light dance.
Black Clover is an anime that started off with a lot of hate, particularly for the animation and main character's voice. But as the show progressed, the animation significantly improved, especially for the big fights.
That's very true, except for that man's
Here are
eye,
the top moments
right there.
of Black Clover.
Veto, right? That olive eye.
It's time for the final match of the Magic Knight tournament, and Yuno jumps ahead of his team to take on a captain solo. We knew Yuno was a gifted one, but no one expected him to do so well against a captain after just a few months.
Make sure I do that to the video too, like it.
Although, Rill was probably holding back significantly and also handicapped from having to protect the crystal. We finally see how OP Rill's magic is. He can essentially perform any elemental magic by simply drawing. The overall animation was also very fluid, especially Yuno's transformation.
Now to test the animation, what you gotta do is you gotta gang right here. You gotta pause it in a particular frame.
Fight, but it had to be included as it was one of the most epic goosebump moments in Black Clover.
Gang.
I've never seen a squad pull up so fast to save one of their own.
And so
The
deep.
Black Bulls truly showed their strong bond here by instantly taking action. The simultaneous teamwork of protecting and attacking all within a split second was just epic. Even Lux stopped smiling, a guy who was smiling even when his mother died.
They really pulled up like squad and just decided like, hey, you touch him, you getting rock. So you better not touch him.
This was a major turning point for Black Clover, the moment where it started to become a popular series. An experimental animation.
Alright, you know, checking the animation quality out. It looks alright. It looks good. You know, it's nothing wild. You gotta do the pause
some
test.
loved while others hated. And finally, the first reveal of Asta's demon transformation.
Hold up. There's a pause test that's
Animation
required
some
right here.
loved while others hated. And finally, the first.
That's low poly as hell, but you know, it's fine. What is that right there? I'm off them, but like, this is what I be talking about. You put the pause test. This show fails the pause test. Animation cool in motion, but then the pause test, they fail it horribly.
Reveal of Asta's demon transformation. We all knew that a demon resided in the fifth Clover, but it was still exciting to finally see the resident demon's power in action.
And this is late,
a form of
late
power
Black Clover.
very different to magic found in the world of Black Clover.
But then like shots like this is the way it saves it.
Only added to this great comeback fight, as it wasn't quite clear how much control Asta really had over his body at the time of the fight.
They should really like invest in like bi-weekly anime, because you can see where they're skipping the steps. Bi-weekly, they could at least like put in more work into those, so you know it passes the pause test.
What we thought was going to be a short side arc turned out to be a surprise battle between the captain of the Black Bulls and the leader of the main antagonist group.
It looks
No
good.
one
I
was
just can't say it looks
expecting the
great.
big bad to turn up out of nowhere, and it was a pleasant surprise to finally see this isekai protagonist go all out. A battle between light magic and dark magic, it was especially impressive how Yami was able to react at speeds faster than light. If only the other captains didn't arrive to save him, we may have seen him awaken something even more badass.
She really didn't rush this
She
man.
is the
He
most
thought
badass and probably the
he was cocky as hell. Like he knew he could take him. He was like, haha, yeah, I'm. And then she was like right next to him. He was like, oh shit.
strongest character after the Wizard King in Black Clover.
He still ate that shit though. I'm not gonna lie.
Raya simply has no chance no matter what copy magic he threw at her. I'm surprised he didn't just throw his book at her. He was so desperate he even tried fire magic. It was almost as bad as trying to use illusions on Itachi. The humiliation was on a different scale when she repeatedly shouts next at him. She single-handedly ended the stereotype of shonen women being useless.
She was a stereotype. She was the opposite of the shonen women being useless on purpose. Like, she was so broken. She's so broken. Like, why was she not there before? I know they explained it away in the show, but it's like, why would you just let her? I mean, you couldn't stop her also. Why would you just let her go away, do her own thing? You know, thing under attack. She don't show up at all. Her brother gets attacked. All of a sudden, boom! I'm stronger than him. I'm here to take over. Like, what? Where? You telling me it's like the Eternals? Like, where were y'all the whole time? Thanos was right there. Where were the Eternals? Where were you? Your brother got killed or attacked and almost killed. Where were you? She the Eternal now. She is an Eternal. And that's my headcanon. She's now an Eternal. I don't care.
A filler episode greater than canon episodes, we finally see the full extent of a Captain-class Magic Knight's power. The entire field was a playground.
Oh, this was the filler
Their powers
that
were
was
so
lit,
great
right?
they essentially restructured nature itself in a matter of minutes. The team-up may have been a bit unbalanced, but still a great fight with beautiful fluid animation, especially for a long-running series.
That was crazy. The her subordinate, that black chick, I forgot her name. I honestly I thought her name was Sar, and I was like, wait, or Shar, and I was like, wait, no, that's what she calls her. I don't even know her name. That's literally her one characteristic. Her characteristic is I love my captain. Physically. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
The final battle, where everyone teams up against the demon who has powers far greater than anything they have seen before. This fight was filled with epic moments. We see the teamwork of the first Wizard King and Elf leader,
eyes, bruh,
then the
that's
power
hilarious.
of Asta and Yuno, who are essentially representing the former Wizard King and Elf leader.
You see that man's eyes, you know he
Yami
destined for
drops his
greatness.
cigarette and unlocks his mana zone to snipe the demon. He really should have been the protagonist. And to top it all off, Asta finally cuts someone with his sword. A great finale to the arc.
He definitely has not cut anybody with his sword. He just hits them really hard. No one gets cut. Except unless it's magic. No one gets cut. This is the fight. This is the fight where his eye looked like an olive.
First episodes that hooked a lot of people to the show.
Ooh, I hope
Faced
it
against
shows
a powerful
this,
villain, the Black Bulls lose hope. But Asta's determination encourages the Bulls to keep fighting together. The background narration of what each leaf on the clover represents and how the fifth contains a demon, followed by the opening song, was a chilling moment. Usually in major fights like this you expect only the MC to fight on his own, but seeing the teamwork of the Black Bulls working together to defeat this powerful foe is what made this even greater.
Show him reviving. Coming back up. Damn, that was it. It's when he was getting powerful again, getting big. He was like, and then like Yami was there. His eyes looked like straight up olives, bro. Like they were off his head and everything. Like it was from a side angle, and that shit was just whoop, like a little bit off his head. It wasn't inside his head. It was hanging off. And you were like, I'm like sitting there like, bro, because I was watching with my friend who was watching it the first time through. That was my second time seeing it, and I was like, look at his. I was like, hey, go back real quick, pause it real quick. Don't his eyes look like olives? And like he couldn't unsee it. I straight up ruined it for him. My fault, bro. You watching this? My fault.
We always knew the Wizard King was powerful, but he was far stronger than anticipated. He completely toyed around with the elf who was almost on par with Yami. The impressive part was that he was still holding back a significant amount of power because he didn't want to hurt William's body. This fight just confirms how OP and badass the Wizard King really is. The animation was wonderfully done, as usual for the important big fights of Black Clover. Hope we will get to see more of the Wizard King in action in the future.
He is practically immortal. It's like, that's so broken. No wonder he's the Wizard King.
This is the fight where we finally see the teamwork between the half-demon and half-spirit form. Even though they have never fought together, their teamwork was just perfect, showcasing the absolute trust in each other. In fact, Yuno's entire strategy was based on the trust that Asta will surpass his limits. The joint finishing move was an epic moment, both giving it their very best while announcing each other's rivalry. But even the power of friendship couldn't save them this time. This opponent completely overwhelmed the duo while being half asleep and not even having a grimoire on him.
That was the actual lick.
If you
Not that imposter, that phony, that big fat phony. I don't think he's fat, but you know, he's still phony. He ain't the real licked, man. Nah, if you haven't seen it though, he is the real licked. All right, y'all. If you haven't seen it yet, just ignore what I said. Yeah, I'm gonna go before I spoil more shit. If y'all liked though, go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.